Chapter 1. Rin turned over under her blankets, punching the pillows around her head to block out the noise from her ears. The thumping outside continued, and Rin threw the pillow away from her in frustration. All I wanted to do was sleep. Why do they have to practice beside the wall next to my bed? Rin turned over again and nearly jerked back from the wall in surprise when something large and heavy thudded into the sturdy wooden logs of the farmhouse. Rolling onto her back, Rin pinched the bridge of her nose and took a deep breath to settle the annoyance she felt building up from the pit of her stomach. Dagon was doing this on purpose, all because she wanted to sleep in instead of doing whatever it was he wanted to do before the crack of dawn when all decent, sane people were still in bed, snoring. "Careful, Banner." Ash's voice sounded muffled through the wall. "What are they doing out on the porch?" She took another deep breath, letting her resignation on not getting any more sleep sink in. Rin kicked the blankets away from her and dropped her feet to the floorboards. She rubbed her cheeks vigorously with her hands in an effort to try to fully wake up. It energized her enough to get dressed. As she pulled on her last boot, another thump vibrated through the farmhouse wall. "Donald, watch your staff!" This time it was Banner who was complaining. Rin was the only one still in the bunk room of the farmhouse, and she could hear no other noise coming from the other rooms. The others must be outside doing whatever it is on the porch. Everyone else's bedrolls had already been neatly rolled up and packed away. Rin left hers as it was. If she wasn't allowed to sleep, then she wouldn't put the bedroll away. After what she had been through, a few days of untidiness wouldn't hurt. The main room of the farmhouse was vacant, but Rin only gave it a cursory glance as she strode through it to the front door. The glance was to see if there was anything left from breakfast, and there was, judging from the steaming black pot hanging from the hook near the hearth. "Look who just crawled out of her blankets." Rin closed the door behind her and found Donald perched against the porch rail, staring at her. "Morning, Donald." "Good morning, Rin, savior of Caldor, blah, blah, blah." She smiled. "I see Dagon has you all training on the porch, making sure to get me out of bed." No, that's not Dagon's idea. Banner thought it would be funny, and I agreed with them." "Banner suggested something that Dagon agreed to?" Donald shook his head, letting his longish black locks shake out from behind his ears. "He will need to get that cut soon." "No, Dagon left straight after breakfast. He left us to Banner's tender mercies, and his leadership led us to annoy you." "It's payback for all those times you called me an ass," Banner said as he came around the corner of the house and leaned against the rail next to Donald. Lily was not far behind him. Ash stayed lurking near the corner. "Throwing yourself and Ash against a wall does not change the fact that you're still an ass, Banner," she replied with a smirk. The ass returned that smirk. "It worked, though. It got you out of bed." Donald sniggered. "Yeah, it's been a week since you saved Caldor from itself, and we think you've loafed off enough. No matter what Dagon says, you have to keep your training up." Donald's eyes slipped briefly toward Ash before continuing. "Dagon's complaint is always that you have to stop throwing yourself against sharp objects. So we think you need to practice avoiding them. Also, you currently owe me a lot of desserts for all the magical healing I've given you." "How many times do you want me to thank you for fixing my shoulder, Donald?" "As many times as it takes for you not to volunteer yourself as a pell, Rin," Ash said as he moved from the corner to stand beside her. "You may have noticed that you get injured way more than the rest of us, which means you really should practice your defensive sword and shield work." "Well, when she actually remembers to carry her shield," Lily added. "I feel a little ganged up on here."